Good evening, everybody. My voice is audible. You can put it in chat box. My voice is audible. You can put it in chat box. Thank you, Rohan. Thank you very much. I will also give access to speaker. I'll promote him to panelist. So good evening all. How are you? You can put it in chat box. Rohan, good evening. You can also put it in chat box. So today's session is Stories of Successful Exporters, Series 3. As of we are conducting these types of sessions so that all participants will get motivated towards how successful exporters they have done the exports and what is the methodology they have used and what is the process they are using and how they are targeting the overseas market. So we conduct this series Stories of Successful Exporter, where we actual live experience, we directly interact with the exporters. And today's speaker is we are successfully exporting to Rolls-Royce England, which is very well-known brand, or we can say segment, premium segment brand. He's exporting, how they are exporting. So that we will discuss and interact with the actual exporters in today's sessions. But before going to start, I will just give brief idea about what is the engineering exports, where we stand as a India. That I will give the brief idea, and I will introduce about the speakers, and then we'll have a interactive sessions. So again, welcome to you all for attending these sessions. So before going to start, what is our objective? Why we conduct these types of sessions? First, our objective to support entrepreneurs to develop sustainable export business. Here we always give more stress on the sustainable, because one or two times of export anybody can do it. So what is the criteria to make it sustainable export business? So that we will that also we will discuss in during this session also. And what is our vision? Our vision is to make export rich India and develop India's economic contribution to the world GDP from 10% to 40% as on 31st December 2040. So this is our vision, and to complete that, fulfill that vision, we are conducting these types of sessions. So before going to, I will also introduce myself. Namaste. My name is Vinayak Temgire, founder 24 Mile and coach Exim. I have done MBA in International Trade, plus I am a Six Sigma Black Belt, having 10 years of experience in the field of supply chain, export, import, global sourcing, and various process improvement projects. Since 2015, we are into export import solutions and providing the services to more than 200 clients. Also, we are coaching more than 3,500 participants. We have given the training pan India level and as well as to overseas participants. Our office is in Australia, Bangalore, and planning to open in UAE and UK. Very happy to share, we have got the recognitions on national level for our 24 Mile digital platform, with the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Ji Modi on 15 January 2022. You can see this photo where we got the opportunity to interact with Prime Minister Narendra Modi Ji, and this portal has been recognized on the national level on 15 January 2022. If you see the today's topic is regarding the successful exporter. Today's successful exporter is from engineering backgrounds. He is into engineering exports. So before going to start, we should know the what is the current engineering export contribution to the world GDP, to India's exports. So that this is the graphs. If you see these graphs, you can see the trend in India's overall merchandise export and engineering exports. If you see in 16-17, total export is to 276 billion and engineering export is $65.2 billion. Same way, 303, 76, 331, 81 percentage is 24%, 24%, 25%. So almost around engineering export is around 25% of total exports. So this is the brief idea about the engineering. What is the contribution of the engineering exports against total India's exports? Around 24% to 25% is the 1/4. We can say 1/4 export is from engineering exports. So it is very important to understand how we can enter into engineering field and how we can get it into overseas market for the engineering products. Next, what is the overall trend? Our export target of 2020-21 was $400 billion and engineering export target was $107 billion. Out of that, till October 2022, we have achieved almost 60% of the target and 40% is yet to complete it. So that it must have completed till March, because it is we are in the closing of the year. So it has been completed. Engineering export target, which was targeted $107 billion, we have already achieved 60% in October 2022, and during this next 6 months, we have completed this $107 billion. So this was a trend about the engineering export trend. Now, I would like to welcome to our today's speaker. I will introduce him, Prashant Kamlakar Goraksha. He is a mechanical engineer. Currently, is pursuing PGDM in operations. He is having more than 11 years of experience. Currently, he is working as a UPR director, UPR Engineering Private Limited. It is a UK-based MNC. Director of operations. So I welcome Prashant ji to here. Just a minute, I'll give the access. You can put on your video, Prashant ji.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible. You can put on your video. Is it compatible? Are you comfortable?
Yes, I can. Can you advise me where to navigate that?
Just a minute. I will give the access. Let me check whether I have given you access or not.
Yeah.
I have promoted you the panelist.
Yes, I can do that now.
So, can you do that?
No, you have not given access.
Now we have given access. Now you are a co-host. Welcome, Prashant ji.
Yeah, hi sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome and thank you very much for accepting our invitations in a short period of time and coming to these sessions, and you are sharing your experience, how you are started journey to exporting to Rolls-Royce. We are also, as like audience, I am also very curious to know about how you have achieved this Rolls-Royce. You have cracked this audit and now you are exporting to Rolls-Royce. So
Yes,
over to you, Prashant, and we are very curious to know about how you have done these exports. So over to you. So you can also talk about you can also give me more, because I have given very brief introduction about you. If you could give us your information about introduction about yours and your company, so that will be good for us.
Yeah, definitely. So good evening and good evening all who have joined this session, all the gentlemen, and thank you 24th Mile and obviously the Mr. Vinayak Tangire sir for giving us this opportunity to be here and on this platform. Before that, I would also like to give this credit to my all team member of UPR Engineering and obviously our customer. Because of them only I am here in front of you. So I would give my introduction. Sir, can you confirm am I audible clearly?
You are audible.
Yes.
All can you confirm? Is he audible? Voice is clear? You can put it in chat box. Rohan, you can put it in chat box. Anil says yes. your roles
Yes.
as
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. So myself, Prashant Goraksha, I am a mechanical engineer and pursuing PGDBM in operations. I have total 11 years of experience into this manufacturing field. So I joined manufacturing machine company. Then I joined Toda. I worked there as a quality engineer. After that, I joined Tata Advanced System Limited. It is also one of the big company into the aerospace. There I was into the section where we were making a helicopter assembly. And then I joined Godrej Aerospace as a quality manager. There we were into the aerospace, defense and space. And after that, I joined UPR Engineering as a quality manager. And then after just 1 year before, I got promoted as a director, as a operations for UPR.
congratulations, congratulations.
Yeah, thank
At
you.
the participant, I would like to share with you all at the he is a very young, at the young age of getting this director operation opportunity is very commendable. It is very amazing, amazing. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I would also brief about our company. So UPR Engineering, it's a subsidiary unit of Regenson Engineering UK. So we have one big plant in UK. There we have almost 120 machines, and we are a subsidiary unit of Regenson Engineering. Even our parent company, they are also catering into the aerospace sector, and we are also catering into the aerospace sector. So we are a manufacturing and supplier for precision machining components for aerospace, space, defense, oil and gas, as well as into the automation sector. I would also like to mention here when the we had a big pandemic situation in, like a corona. So in that time, we got an opportunity to support our nation for manufacturing the ventilation part. So when we were complete shutdown, our company was running into the three shifts to support ventilator part. So that is a proud moment for all of us who are working with UPR Engineering. So this is about our company. Uh, as we are here to know about the export, and as you said, you are very much interested to know about the export and how we achieve the milestone. So yeah, we have very less people of team, but I would mention few of the name of the few of them, like Sachin Kumar, he is our engineering manager. Upendra Nayak, he is our production manager. Then again, Devendra, he is our production manager. So our team is really, I would say that we got a very good team. Those are having a very good experience. All our team member is having more than 10, 15 years of experience into the aerospace sector. As we are into the aerospace sector, so our 95 percentage of work is goes to export. So when we say the export, so our responsibility get double. So when we are saying export, like I would not say that domestic market don't require the quality. Obviously, even if we are going into the market to buy a 1 rupees of chocolate, we expect that the wrapper should be in a good condition. The chocolate should not be damaged from some of the edge. So the price is actually 50 paise or 1 rupees, but we still expect the quality. But when we are coming into the export sector, the quality, the responsibility, the commitment, everything comes very on strict level. So when we started in 2018, we had many challenges because like if I'm supplying to our Indian customer, or I would say in our Pune customer, so when there is any problem, immediately I can go to customer, I can visit our customer, I can understand the problem. But in case of export, you don't have that choice to go to your customer and understand the problem. And
Right.
even the export customer, they don't entertain you for all doing this mess up. So being a supplier for the export project, you should be very keen on quality, commitment and delivery.
Right.
Yeah, so when we started, we in when we are doing the export, we should have that attitude of learning, because we cannot assume that this is acceptable, or yes, okay, if I'm not sending it today, I will send it tomorrow, and I will just inform to my customer instead of today, I have sent it by tomorrow.
Chaltai attitude. It is called Chaltai attitude.
Yes, exactly. So chaltai attitude would not work in this, because when we are starting anything, before starting, we need to give the proper plan of execution, that how we are going to do. Let's say when we are manufacturing, when we are ordering the raw material, when we are launching the part, when we are finishing the part, what is the date of inspection? What is the date of packaging? What is the date of actual dispatching, that all plans should be given in advance to customers,
And
and we should fail on that. Yeah.
also there is a one feedback when I was attending one session in Mumbai. So one of the participant asked the questions, what should be the approach of the exporter? So one of the speaker has answered, his approach should be, I have dispatched the sample and this is the dispatch details.
Yes, right.
This should be his response rather than I will dispatch the sample. It should not be I will.
Correct.
His response should be I have dispatched and this is the dispatch details or this is the courier details. This should be the response. Otherwise, what we say, being an Indian, ki, I will do it. But when we will do it, next question comes. So approach should be work is completed. That should be approach, and if you work that approach, then we can build up the trust to the overseas client. Right?
Exactly. Right. Only the one advantage what I would say is that when you are dealing with the export customer, what we have faced till today, they are very keen on what we are saying. Means if you are telling that as per your lead time, you will be delivering this product in 10 days of time, they would not bother you, or they would not call you, or they would not write an email to you that please do this within 2 days or 3 days. If you are saying 10 days, they will allow you to take the 10 days. But yes, after 10 days, you must deliver that product on set time. So if you are saying that instead of 10, I will dispatch on 11, then obviously they will get disappointed. And then there is a rating. Because see, when we are saying the performance, normally what comes in our mind, supplier performance means obviously the quality comes first in our mind. That if I'm giving the good quality of work, that means my performance is good. But in export sector, that is not only the performance. Performance means your quality, your commitment, your delivery, your packaging. So everything comes under that. We have an experience when our quality is good, our delivery is good, but only we had a delay of 2 to 3 days of time for responding to their email. Still, our quality rating got down by 0.1%. So we had only 99.99% quality rating. When I asked them what is the reason for reducing that 0.1, and then we got an answer saying that you responded to our email late by 3 days, and because of that, the 0.1% rating has been reduced.
Prashantji, I would like to add one more thing.
Yeah.
In logistics, there are 3 flows. I always, there are my students here, always say that there are 3 flows. One flow is material flow, second flow is a document flow, and third is an information flow. So material flow was, it was on time. Document flow was there. Only thing, there was no information flow. There was no proactive communication to the client so that your rating has gone down. So information flow is also very important part you need to say, right? In export. Generally, we ignore.
Yes,
we have done the exports, so we do not need to update. Proactive updation is also important, right?
Right, correct. So, like you mentioned correctly, so all these sectors are very important when we are dealing into the export sector. So, those who are really planning to come into the export business, that is, I would say that export is really a good opportunity for all MSME, because you get the good, what I would say, the good exposure of a market. India, export people are really interested to come to the India because of only the one reason, that the labor cost. Otherwise, if you see the material cost is same in the UK what we have into the India. Tooling, everything is same. The only the labor cost. And we as an Indian, we should take that advantage, and we should explore our business into the export sector. So if I have to mention here, like again going back to your question, that what and all challenges we have faced when we started the export business. Obviously, we must have a good certification body certificate in a place like ISO. In our case, we are aerospace suppliers, so we have a AS 9100 in a place. For getting that license, we struggle a lot because our team was very new to the export and aerospace business. So we given lot of training to them, lot of understanding. And one more thing is into the export. Whatever the things we are doing, we must have all work instruction written in that. It is not something that you are doing so you have a practice, because they don't want man dependent system. They want a system dependent system. So if it is not something that today Prashant is here and if Prashant is absent for 8 days, so that work will get stopped. Normally, if you see some of the small scale company, I would dominate them, but some of the companies will have that practice. They will not have a work instruction, but they have a practice, or that people will have that practice in their mind, but they don't allow because they don't want to take any chance. So in our case, whatever export we are doing, in our case, all customer they first comes, they audit our facility, they go through all our work instruction, all setup, all the practices what we are following into the shop floor. And after that, once they get the confidence, after that only they give us the certificate that yes, we can supply the goods to them. We can manufacture their goods. So as you mentioned on your banner also that we are supplying to Rolls-Royce. Yes, it is really a proud moment for us that we are supplying to Rolls-Royce because there are very few supplier approved in India. Those are supplying to Rolls-Royce because they have a very stringent requirement. I would not say that is a yeah.
Even Prashantji, Rolls-Royce car is having a stringent requirement to buy. Even though if you are having, you can share that before means their supplier criteria. Also, they are not giving car to any customer easily. Will
Yes,
you please
right.
give that? What is the criteria to of their customer to buy the? If I want to buy car, so
Yes,
what is
right.
their criteria? If you could explain that, it will be.
Yeah, I would say that I would not have a deep understanding on that, but I must say that before selling that car, they check because they check complete the character. Means whether you can sustain that car. Means today you have a 4 CR and you may go into the showroom and you may buy the car, but it is not like that. They will ensure that whether you can sustain or not. The same way in export also, customer would not check your current situation. They would understand your past and they will predict your future also. Whether if they give today order, whether you are capable of sustaining into the future, because some of the people what they do or some of the company they start the company, they put so much investment in the company like a glass and machine and so much thing, but after 1 year 2 years having some loss they shut down the company. So the same export people what they do is customer, they do this analysis whether you can sustain into the market or not. So again, coming into the Rolls Royce, whenever we are discussing into the our customer, what they are saying is one engine cost is equal to 1 ton of gold. So 1000 kg of gold is equal to one engine cost of Rolls Royce engine.
Will you please repeat? I couldn't get it. Repeat.
Yeah. One engine cost is equal to 1 ton of gold.
Okay, 1 ton of gold.
Yes, right. So it is equal to one engine cost only. So they are saying, see, the parts you are supplying that is going to that engine. Now you have to think if you are accepting anything or if you are bypassing anything, you need to keep this into the mind. Because of this small part, I am going to destroy 1000 kg of gold. Now you tell me whether you will accept it or not. Because in many of the company, what the practice is, if it is a small part, we just simply rub it, right? Or if there is anything, we would say that okay, आपने जैसा बोला कि चलता है attitude, so okay, it can be acceptable. But while accepting that, we need to keep into the mind this part is going into the aerospace engine, and that engine cost is equal to 1000 kg of gold. Now you ask me the question whether it is acceptable. So if you are saying that no, then don't accept the part. Again, there is a second sentence from our customer is coming. Let's say if you are accepting any defective part, if you are putting into that, if you are dispatching, and let's assume that you are flying into the same plane where the defective part is assembled. Are you ready to fly into the same plane? If
No.
you are saying no, then you don't accept the part.
So there is no compromise on quality fact.
Obviously, right. Because while when we are working, I won't dominate again other sectors because everyone have the quality and everything. But let's say if you get some failure in your car, you have an option to park that car on a side of road and you can ask for a lift or you can ask for the repair. But let's assume when the aircraft is flying into the air and if there is any failure, is there any garage available in the into the sky? Obviously no. So there is only the one option that aircraft will get crashed. So because of that, we have the requirement that all the quality or all the documents we need to retain that for 20 years and some of the document we need to retain for infinite time of period. It means for lifetime. Because when there will be any crash happen, so in that case, those have passed that part, he will be responsible. Let's say because of some XYZ part, if the crash has happened, and let's say that part has been passed by me, then I will be responsible for that. Responsible, it doesn't mean that I will give some correct action that I will not repeat into the future. Whatever as per the law, I may get prism of like hang on, I may get the prism of for lifetime in a jail. So whatever the rule is applicable as per that country, I will get the prism of that about as per that country. So that much liability lies with this with us when we are signing the part. So why I'm telling is this, because this is again dealing with export customer. The in short, what my intention is, when we are dealing with the export customer, we need to be very keen on this. Otherwise, the sector is very good, as I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as of today, anybody is having any questions? Because Prashant has explained about the quality is very important factors. Even it is called one part is going to the, it will destroy the one ton of gold, because it is very important. There is no garage in the air.
Yes, right.
So there is only one option when anything happens, plane get crashed. This is
Correct.
the only option. So in export, in the case of engineering, quality factors is very important as compared to cost. So quality is very important. Anybody is having any questions as of now? You can put it in chat box.
Yeah.
Because
I would also
yes, yes,
I would also continue till we get some questions.
yeah.
Once you have the practice of working with the export customer or as per their quality, you will really feel some passionate about that. Then after that, you won't get on that you are again old level. Let's say if you start wake up early by 6 o'clock, and if you do that for a 1 month, normally people say that that will be a continued for a 1 year, because after that it gets some habit like this. So as we are working into this sector, we have a very good practices now. I would like to say that I won't mention the customer name, but recently we were doing the export business, but recently we started interacting with one of the customer who is located into the Pune. So it is a non-export customer. But what happened is when we got one order, we did that order. Again, we had a practice that we have a schedule. We make that schedule when we are launching. What is the date of dispatching, everything we were communicating them. They were very impressed with us that you have very good system that you are communicating, because none of the supplier come back to us saying that this is what our plan, but you did. Then I said yes, it is our practice. What happened is when we dispatch the parts, we dispatch the part in the way we are we are dispatching to our export customers. You won't believe that when we dispatch that part, the box wasn't open for 2 days, because they are very happy the way we pack the parts and the way we dispatch the parts. They kept that box intentionally to show to their MD that see the supplier who is based in Pune, they are a small scale company, but see their packing and their marking and their report, because we given them a part with the tag, with the proper separation, then again the bubble paper, then inspection 100% inspection report. They got very happy. So why I'm telling is, once we implement this practice, then not only the export, but you will have opportunity to catch up some domestic customer also. Those are very good into the market.
You mean to say once we develop the quality in our mindset,
Yes,
then
right.
again it will be replicated to even domestic also. So we have to
Yes,
raise our standard. So we will also get the export order, as well as we'll also get the good response or good feedback from the domestic customer. You mean to say that?
yes,
So,
right.
so
And
export, yes.
yeah, so after that dispatch, customer said that we want to come to your company, we want to see how is your setup. So they got very impressed
Yes.
with us. So when they visited, then again they appreciated complete to our team that you have a very good 5 years, good practices, good visual management, good ERP system. Your team is also having a good knowledge. So how this is happen? Because we are supplying to export, and our export customer has educated us, and we implemented their practices. So implementing the practices and accepting the change is also one of the big challenge, because sometimes we don't accept. So if I ask you that don't go through this way, what you would say that from last 15 days I am doing in this through the same practice. But in some of the time you need to change that practice what you are following from last 15 days 15 years, because in the market there are some best practices what you are doing, then that there are some best practices. So adapting the changes or accepting the changes is also one of the big challenges what currently have. So if you accept that, then obviously you will have a good impact of that.
Very good. So next question to you. What is your, you are into aerospace, what is your target markets, what is your target markets, and how you are approaching to the overseas clients? Because
Yeah,
this is the all our aspirants of the exporter, or there are some, they are already into exports, so they are very curious how to
right.
target and how to connect to the overseas buyer. So how do you, how is your company is connecting?
Yes, right. So if you ask me what is our target of sector, so as
Yes.
I mentioned, we are currently working into the three sectors like aerospace, space, defense. Earlier we work into the medical, like I mentioned, we supplied almost 10-15,000 parts for ventilators. So I would say the medical. Now we have started entering into the oil and gas and automotive also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how you are, this is your product, you talk about, you have finalized the product, but how you are targeting or connecting with the overseas market, through your joint parent company,
Yeah.
or?
We have a very good base available in UK. Through them, we get a good, I would say, the reference of the export company. But then again, obviously, when we are having some exhibitions or some SME meets, so there you get an opportunity to get the interacted with some overseas customers. Like some expo happen. Like now it is just postponed. You might be knowing that from 9th to 12th there was an expo, defense expo arranged in Ahmedabad. So
Right,
that is what where MSME should focus. They may not put the I would say the stall over there, but at least they can participate there, because there are almost 100, 200, 300, 500 type of companies people come over there to see the exhibition. So there we get chance to get to interact with them, to introduce our company, to understand their requirement, and there we can understand what exactly they are looking for. Because if you see now after Corona, the situation has completely changed.
right,
Everybody want to utilize India's capacity. Means if you talk about, you might be knowing because you are the person who is normally dealing into the import and export.
right,
But if you see the all over global, they are very much interested to utilize Indian capacity.
right.
So by attending this program, by attending this exhibition, by attending this expo, you will understand what exactly the customer is looking for.
Right, right. So next question is, what is the difference between international? You already answered. What is the difference between overseas client and domestic client? So how do you see that? What is the difference? What major difference you can see between overseas and domestic client
Yeah.
for your
If,
product?
yeah. If you see the domestic and export customer, I would say that there won't be much difference, except because everyone want the quality. Export customer also want quality, domestic customer also want quality. They also want a delivery on time, export customer also want delivery on time. But I would say that there is an advantage when you are doing export in our case, because as I said, customer is very keen. If you give them a proper schedule, they will give the schedule in advance, 1 month or 2 months, and as per them only we just need to work. But as I said, the disadvantage is, like, if you fail on your commitment, if you fail on your quality, if you fail on your delivery, then there will not be any excuses allowed for 2 to 3 times. Because in domestic customer, you may convince, like by visiting there, you may convince or you may give them a confidence that yes, sir, next time we will take care. This is the RRC. We will say that root cause analysis. This is what we fail, but they don't. One, two, three. After that, you will be blacklisted, and then you will not have an option to start a business with them again. Because once you are blacklisted, it means you are permanently blacklisted. So that is what the main area where we need to focus when we are dealing into the export business.
I think yesterday's during our yesterday's discussion, you told that that aerospace companies used to import from the China, but due to their quality problem, they have literally stopped all the materials, importing material from China. Am I right?
Yes, right. In aerospace now, nobody is giving reference to China, and I would also like to mention now in AS 9100 revision D, that is the standard which is equivalent like ISO, that is normally for aerospace. The special clause has been identified, that is a counterfeit part. Counterfeit part means it's a duplicate. मतलब हम लोग जो नॉर्मल मार्केट में देखते हैं कि रिबॉक Puma, Parachute, Parshuram. So these are some dummy brands. So intentionally they have added this clause into the standard to avoid this counterfeit part. So also I would like to mention one of the example like we were discussing. Uh, in one of my previous organization, uh, in aerospace, it's called as a FOD. FOD means foreign object debris. It means it is not required to that part. So by mistakenly, the lizard went into the shipment and it went to our customer. Now you can see lizard. Is it your fault? Being a company, is it your fault? Would you put intentionally that lizard into the box? No. By mistakenly, it went. But still, that has been treated as a quality fault, and they treated as a non-conforming.
So what was your corrective action for that?
Then after that, the correct action was like creating some ultrasonic waves. So by creating the ultrasonic waves, they may come out if they are inside. So they may come out, and then everybody will ensure that there will not be, there is no any any this type of things inside that part of that packaging.
Okay. In because I am also interacting with various MSME in engineering companies in Bhosri, MIDC. That owner's feedback is client only want cost effective, reduce or low cost item. They are not bothered about quality. But in your case, because you are into aerospace, is it the same expectation from the domestic buyers? I understand for international buyer, obviously their first preference is quality and they are not bothered about the pricing. They may give you the premium as compared to domestic. So what is the approach of the domestics aerospace products buyer?
First of all, in domestic, there is no aerospace buyer, because whatever the domestic customer we have, ultimately again that is going to be export.
Right, but they are
right.
But they are the.
But they are good. Yeah, but they are the good. But what apart from the aerospace, whatever we are saying into the domestic market, yes, you have pointed it rightly. The customer is more worried about the cost than the quality.
Okay, but
yes.
because of this approach, do you think it is affecting to our country's exports or country's image?
Yes, obviously, because see, if I ask you to give me some Cadbury, let's say a Cadbury, you are buying that Cadbury in 10 rupees. If I ask you to give me the same in 9.3, 9.5 rupees, are you ready to give me? Obviously no. So what you will do? Today you may say yes, tomorrow you may say yes, but after that what you will do? You may cut some of the piece and do the packaging, and then let's make 5 Cadburys from 4 Cadburys, and then you can supply, right? It means you are again hiding something. You are making some non-conformance. So
Right.
this approach, I would say that this approach will lead some quality non-conformance.
Okay, so you started exporting to Rolls-Royce. So what mindset change of your organizations? What mindset have changed of your before? Earlier you used to export, doing the business into domestic, and after starting the export to the Rolls-Royce, what mindset of the your employee or stakeholders have changed? Will you please explain that?
Yes, right. Now we have a team. In that now we have only 3 to 4 quality people. So can you imagine that we have only 3 to 4 quality people to ensuring the quality of whole shop floor? Because we are not here only to detect the problem. All our operators, those are producing the part, they itself confirm that the product is meeting the drawing requirement. So after producing the part, they inspect the part. Means that culture, that attitude has developed into that them. Why? Because as we are following the Rolls-Royce practices, they are very stringent. As I said, they are very stringent. I would also like to mention the whatever the part. If I ask you do the visual inspection, what you will do? Normally, you will just see the part and you will say that yes, the part is okay, right?
Right.
But in a Rolls-Royce case, they have a specific requirement of light. So that particular intensity of light should be there into that particular room. The temperature must be maintained. Even your eye must be tested once in a year. And there is a one criteria. Let's say if I am an inspector and if I'm starting an inspection, I must calibrate my eyes before starting inspection. Have you ever heard about this?
Yes, and on day-to-day basis, when you start the work in
Yes.
a day, we have to
Yeah.
calculate. It is very interesting. Yesterday, I was into his plant, so he explained. First, we have to calibrate our eye. Then we have to start. Then we have to mark a T. Yes,
Yes. Right.
I have calibrated my this eye, and now I am starting the inspections.
Yes. Right.
So it is very interesting
Yes. So
part of to Rolls-Royce.
yeah. So can you imagine how depth we are? Means customer is thinking that what can went wrong. Means today my eyes are good. Tomorrow if my eyesights are not good, there is a possibility that I may pass some of the parts. Those are defective. So for that they're thinking how deeply they are thinking. So because of that they introduce this practice to calibrate the eyes. And yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yes, please.
How many days? Because there is also one of the your achievements of your UPR engineering companies. How many days required to complete the Rolls-Royce audit, and in how much day you have completed this Rolls-Royce audit? Generally, what
Yeah,
is the process of vendors their supply
right.
of Rolls-Royce audit?
Uh, Normally, it takes 3 days of 3 days to complete the audit. Because in our case, how the audit happens is if you are telling that you have procedure, normally it will get tick. Yes, you have procedure, but they don't believe. They will read. They will go through all your process. If you are saying that yes, we have a proper storage, they will particularly come with you to see how the storage is. If you are saying you are doing a good packaging, they will personally come and they will see how you are doing the packaging. So it takes 3 days. I would also like to mention here the auditor itself appreciated UPR people. He found the youngest team in all over the Asia. Youngest team, those have successfully passed the Rolls-Royce audit.
Congratulations. This is your
Yeah, thank
biggest
you.
achievements, and
Yeah,
I wanted to convey this message to all participants. Generally, it takes 3 to 4 days to complete the audit, but they have completed within a short period of time, and they are the all are the youngest teams. So this is the big achievements. So means quality is very important parameter. Along with quality, if you want to make a sustainable export, we should have process in plant in product. All process has to be in place, then we can export it sustainably, just not on the basis of quality, or sorry, not on the basis of price. We cannot make a sustainable exports. Here you will.
right. And again, this achievement or this success again goes to our team member, because as I mentioned, we have a team, and in that none of them is more than 40 age. All are between like 21 to 30, 35. Normally, you will see that from 21 to 30. So it is the youngest team what we have.
Very good. So it is very big achievements. Your
Yes.
congratulations again.
And after that, again, we had one of the export customer. They are the biggest distributor. We had again from the audit, and the audit schedule was for the 2 days. And you won't believe that the audit was completed in six hours. So the actual audit was for the 2 days. It was completed only in 6 hours, and they said that you have everything, and we are sure that there is no gap, and we don't want to do any further audit. The audit is over, and you are certified as a supplier.
So one more thing I would like to add. Generally, there are many export. There are many people. They are aspiring to start their exports. So what they do, they focus on the learning of the export and import. I want to understand the export process, import process. But if you see his interview, his interaction of 45 minutes, he has none of the word is talk about the what is the documentation, what is the delivery term, what is the payment term, what is the foreign
Right.
currency, what is the foreign trade policy, what is the free trade agreement. He has not discussed anything during last these 45 minutes. He fully focused on the quality and processes. So it is very important part to make a sustainable export. This point I want to give the importance, because all this process and this is the statutory or basic requirement, but important part is having a quality, having a processes in place. This is important part. So yes.
Right. And I also like the sentence of yours that your competency into the engineering. So you don't focus on export and import document. We are here to take care of that. And that is really good, because if you ask me to study the import and export documentation, it will take me again years and years and years to understand.
Right, right,
So
right.
as you mentioned, you are here to take care of that. And that is what we started the like relationship with you, because you are there to take care of that now. So we are here to focus on our core competencies.
Right, very good. So this is the why I'm telling you, sir, why we are sharing this point, because having a export import process knowledge, it is a commercial and logistics part. But
Right.
main part is focusing on the quality productions, having a process in place, and that we have to convey to the overseas client. Then we will get the sustainable export business. So one more
Right.
question to you: how what is your experience? How was your experience too? Because you have faced too many audits during your 10, 11 years of career. So what was your special experience while facing the audit of the Rolls-Royce?
Yeah. As I mentioned, normally what happens is when there is audit, again, I would, why I'm making this note means I don't want somebody to dominate. But normally what happens is you also might have faced the audit, not the quality. Yeah, obviously you have mentioned that you are a Six Sigma black belt, so you might have faced the IS audit also. But normally how happens that they will ask you, do you have a procedure for purchasing? You would say that yes. What is the procedure number? You would say XYZ. Okay. Do you have a supplier evaluation form? Yes. Show me one. And they would understand and they will accept. But in Rolls-Royce case, if you are saying that you have a procedure, they will tell you, give the procedure. They will read each and every line. Not only Rolls-Royce, the export customer, what we are dealing with them, they will read each and every line. They will understand whether you have written the procedure correctly or not. Then they will ensure with your manager. Now tell me, Mr. X, how you are releasing the purchase order. So if your person is saying something and if something is written differently written into the work instruction, then they will raise the NCR that whatever the practice you are following, that is not written in this, or whatever written in the here, that is not being followed by your people. So you won't think that they will go into that deep. One of the customer, he has given us a NCR for what receiving inspection we were doing. I would not say that is a NCR, that is a I would say OFI, opportunity for an improvement. So in receiving inspection, what was our assumption? As I mentioned, we don't have to assume anything, but we assume that time because we were learning. So we assume that as we are near to very door, so obviously the sunlight is coming. So we just put one tube there, and what you will inspect in a round bar? You tell me what is there to inspect in round bar? It is nothing, because
Right.
anyway the round bar is going to be convert into the finished product.
Right.
To inspect the bar, we put as an inspection, not a check. Inspection. And as per their specification, whenever the word inspection is coming, that area must meet the light intensity requirement. If
Okay.
it is a check, check means what? If you ask me, Prashant, please check what is the time, so I would just check. No instrument, nothing required. So if I would have write there as an inspection check, obviously there was no problem. But as we return the incoming inspection, he got that point. Inspection, it means the light intensity, light lux requirement is not meeting, and we had an observation.
So they are very specific
Yes,
about
they
their
are
criteria. Otherwise,
right.
uh, okay.
Only the case is when you are facing the audit, whatever it is written in the procedure, it must be followed, or whatever you are doing, it must be written same into your procedure.
Okay. There are many companies in Pune. They are into engineering because it is also Pune is also called as an automobile hub. So, what do you suggest? You are the youngest director, and you have faced the Rolls-Royce. It is really your achievement at the young age, and you are also managing your team. Because I am also having my own company, so I know how difficult to manage the people. It is very easy to work, convince the people, getting the business, but dealing with the people, handling the team, it is very challenging. So
Yes,
you
right.
are doing that successfully. But how do you? What do you suggest? Because there are many engineering companies in Pune. If they also want to do the exports, but they don't get the time or they don't. So what do you suggest to them if they want to start their exports? What will be
Yeah,
your suggestions?
yeah. First of all, I will answer to your query that how you are managing the people. So
Right.
one thing I would mention that I don't have to manage the people because our people are self-driven people. They don't require somebody to manage them because all our team members, I would say they are excellent. Nobody is required some monitoring or some managing type of skill. Everybody is having their own responsibility and they are aware that what responsibilities are lies with them. None of the time this happens that somebody should go and somebody should tell him that please do that work. nothing, because he knows that what type of task he has to perform. And obviously this culture has been developed with some good relation, because if you start with like a teacher student or some boss or colleagues, then obviously that thing is not going to be work. Now coming to the your, yeah, please.
Yeah, continue, continue.
Yeah. Now coming to your next question, those are planning to come into the export, or they really want to get some customers. So as I mentioned earlier, they should start with uh, attending this program, like I said, this SME Summit or some expo, so that so that they will get an opportunity to get interacted with export customers. But ultimately they also should understand what are the requirements, like I mentioned, the quality, safety, then cleaning requirement. All these requirements should be met, because what happens is, uh, we want export business, or we want some good customer should come, but when they come to your site, that site must be in that prospective manner. Means our shop floor should be very clean, our conference room, our we must have some display. Yeah, this is also the one of the important thing I would say, that uh, company must have some dashboard there, that rating should be written. Like when we visited, we seen that the customer complaint, what is your dispatch versus actual, means how much dispatch you plan, what is actually you achieved, what is the customer complaint you got from past 1 year. So every month we are tracking that. So you must have that data to be published at the entrance or into the shop floor, because when customer visit to you, he can see your past performance. Means if he see that the zero customer complaint from last 1 year, he will get on confidence that yes, the supplier is really good, because from last 1 year he is not having a single customer complaint.
Okay.
When he see your quality board, he can see that yes, there is a no quality rejection from last 1 year, or the rejection is at very minimal stage. Then when you see that, in our case, I would it is no problem for me to sharing with all the participants. We have a quality rating, we have a one more KPI which is tracking by, that is a HR training hours. We have a monthly training hours target 20 hours. Means every month we are ensuring that minimum 20 hours training should be given to our people. Because if you have a continuous learning, because today if we give some training after 1 year, so that must be there must be some awareness session, so that your people knowledge will get some refresh. So we have implemented this practice, so that we have identified some key topics where we are giving training to our people. We are giving some awareness, so that there will not be any chance that they will forget some of the things and they will do some mistakes in their regular work.
Okay, very good. So I'm having one basic questions.
Yeah.
When I visited your factory, we have interacted with your parent company boss
Yes. Right. You
on
had.
video. I am having very basic questions. You will laugh. But now I am interacting with you in English. I also understand your English language. But
Yeah.
during your interacting with your boss, I could understand only 5 to 10% of his English language. So, and you said you are the only person who understand his English language. So I also want to understand that pronunciation. So what we have to do? It is very basic question.
uh, yeah. No problem for sharing this to all, because there are some tricks which we do normally in our personal
Okay.
life.
So what are that?
Yeah.
What are that?
Yeah. Because when I joined Skoda, the same thing was happening with me, because I was dealing with some Czech Republican and Mexico and some German people. So I would able to understand some Indian pronunciation, but I was not able to understand their pronunciation. But what I did after that, I
So
started
example,
watch.
we want examples. So how do they talk? And will you please give me the examples?
Yes, yes, right. Because now, yeah, in our case now, I have that practice, because every day or twice in a week, we are having a communication with them. Because of that, now I am able to understand 100%. I really don't feel any problem with them. How the normally we are talking, the same way I am also having a discussion with them. But if there is any chance of having a discussion with their some production manager or some other people, so it is very difficult, like in Marathi, how, or in Marathi, in our regional language, how slowly we speak. the same way, like if they have to tell, yeah, we did, yeah.
Anil is one of the participant. He also met your boss, and he also saying he has mentioned in chat box. I also couldn't understand it. So,
Yeah.
so give me the example. So we are also how they pronounce and how we pronounce. What is the difference?
Yeah. So if I have to give example of our operation director of UK, so normally, like, see, now you are also talking English and I am also talking English. We can understand. But let's say if he is talking, how he will say, like, yeah, we do the there and we go there and we understand. So once he finished the first sentence, until and unless we understand the first sentence, he finished the remaining five sentences. So
Right.
we couldn't understand what exactly he's saying. But like I said, when I was facing this problem when I was in Skoda, but what I did is I started watching some British program or some US program like Britain's Got Talent,
Okay.
Canada's Got Talent, American Got Talent. So by watching that like episodes or by watching that program, I slowly started understanding their pronunciation. Because see, in our case, how we are speaking, we open our mouth. This is what my observation. It could be
Right.
the different for others, but in our
Right.
case, see, we open our mouth purely. That is what our pronunciation comes very properly. But in their case, if you see, they don't open their they don't open their mouth. So if I have to tell that, yeah, we do that, and yeah, we don't open our mouths, and that's the reason that the other people cannot understand. So you see the difference. However, I am an Indian, but you see the difference. How I am talking and how I speak now. So this is what the this is the reason that
So we got the solution. So we have to watch that US and Britain program so that we will also know ki how we'll also understand their pronunciation, right?
yes, right, exactly, right.
Yes. So any questions from participants? Any question from the participants? Any question from the? You can put it in chat box, or I will also allow you to talk. You can just raise the your hand, virtual hand, and I will access. I will give the access. Anybody wants to share? Anil, you want to share anything? You want to give feedback? LP Mala, Anjay, Praveen, Rohan, Rushi, Somaya, Suresh. Anybody wants to share? Anybody want to ask? You can also ask him directly because we always give opportunity to interact with the exporters. This will also give you the confidence. Okay, Mala, do you want to ask any questions? It is already recorded. It is also available on YouTube. It is currently live on the YouTube. You can go and watch last sessions. Anybody's having any questions? Anybody want to talk with the Prashantji right now? Want to ask any basic question? As I asked you, I am unable to understand their pronunciations. How to do that? Any basic questions you can interact with. This is an opportunity we are getting. So please take the benefit of this opportunity. Spare parts are, Anil has asked, spare parts are a very huge cost. So what is the profit margin to get the supplying products to Rolls-Royce? So this is
Great
a,
part.
so this question, I don't think you will answer. It is a business secret.
Yes, right.
Yes. Anil,
Yeah.
good margin,
And
premium margin, you can say.
yes, right. Anil, because of some business ethics, I would not tell you that what is the profit margin. But yes, obviously, if we follow the best practices, so obviously there is a good margin. And as we mentioned, the export customer, when you are dealing with the export customer, you have a very good profit margin when you are than the domestic customer. And that is where they are expecting this many things, because see, the domestic customer would not ask you to implement all these things, or do you have these things, or do you have a light instance, light, or all these basic things. Why the export customer is asking? Because they are paying good money. That is the reason they are asking you to follow all the practices. But yes, there is a good margin, obviously, if you work properly. Because we have seen many cases that what happens is, while quoting what, yeah, this is the I would thank Anil to bring this point. Because of that one point, there is a one more point what I would like to mention. While dealing with the export customer, we should calculate each and everything, that how much you are spending time on the documentation, or we would say that overhead. So when you are submitting the code, you should be very keen, because in domestic center, you may tell that yes, today it is a 50 rupees, but now it has been increased, so I need a 60 rupees. But again, dealing with the export customer, you don't have that choice. Or yes, you have a choice, but obviously then your reputation goes down.
Right.
So while quoting the part, you should understand drawing clearly. You should understand specification, because each and every specification given into that, it should be done as per the XYZ. It should be done as per the XYZ. It should be done as per this. So many things has been given. So you need to consider all that, and you need to quote the part, because in some of the case, what happens sir, is people quote under value. Let's say it's supposed to be quoted 500, they quote 400, and then later on that they realize that, Arey yaar, I should have quote this for this value, but now I am getting a loss. So yes, it is not that in export business you will always have a profit. You will have a loss, but obviously it is just because of your mistake, because you quoted that part for undervalue.
Suresh has asked the questions. If finalize any order, then any chance how the possible cost rise means he needs to say, suppose
Yes,
you have finalized the order, and then if you want to increase the price, so
yes,
that
it is possible. Yes, it is possible. And this happens because see, we cannot predict everything before starting the work. Right? Let's say for a home, what normally we say that it would cost me the 15-20 lakhs for build up the whole. But in actual, what happens is it may cost us some 25 lakhs also, because this budget may go up. So the same case can be happen, but with the provided proper explanation, yes, you will get the price right. Like
okay.
you can say that we predicted the cycle time is 30 minutes, but now it is taking 50 minutes. We predicted that the material cost was 100 rupees per kg, but now it is 150 kg. Because of this, we need a 10%, 20% hike. So yes, obviously your customer will give.
So I will give access to Rohan Desai. He is also engineering manufacturer.
Okay.
Rohanji, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question to Prashant. You can unmute yourself. You can put on your video and you can ask him a questions. He also wants to start. He's into engineering manufacturing. He wants to start export. So he has joined our
Okay.
coaching. And Rohanji, you can put on your video. Prashant said domestic customer single name. Oh, single that that will not be taken. Prashant, Rohanji, you can ask different questions. Domestic customer single name. I think you are
Yeah,
in.
domestic customer. Yeah, we have a Godrej Aerospace. We are supplying to Godrej Aerospace for their defense, space, and aerospace requirements. Again, Tata Aerospace. We are supplying some of the parts for Tata Aerospace. Those are they are located into the Hyderabad. So whatever the satellite getting launched, we are the small contribution for supplying some precision machining components for the satellite also through Godrej.
Rohanji, do you have any other questions? Because I'm asking you because you are into engineering. So do you have any other questions, specific questions you want to ask? You can unmute yourself and you can ask him. Or meanwhile, I'll take the another questions. Rushi says, my question to Prashant sir, as I come to know from this session, you are the youngest director. Can you please tell what's the daily habit you follow and manage all the big tasks and who is your role model? Wow, great, Rushi.
Yes.
What is the daily habit you follow and manage all big tasks because managing the team and who is your role model?
Yeah. Again, I will just go through his question as again.
Just
Can you please tell me what daily habit you follow and manage all this? Yes. Uh, Normally, my team member also give me comment for this is that how can you keep everything in mind? I don't know, because I don't follow any practice. But yes, obviously, in my personal life, yes, I forget so many things. Means if someone asks me to bring at the time of coming, bring some sweet or something, yes, obviously I forgot that. But when it comes to my professional life, each and everything are in my mind. I don't write in a diary or anything, but I don't know how come that everything is in my mind. So that is, I would say that that is a God gifted that I can keep everything in my mind. Now coming to the daily practices, yes, uh, the moment I got this big responsibility on my shoulder, I started following one thing. Now I'm after Corona, I started going into the car. So what I'm doing is, uh, I started listening instead of listening some song. What I started listening of some 3 minutes, 4 minutes of motivated videos, that how to control yourself, some motivated things. So I started doing that. What happens is I may not able to follow their things, but before going to office, my mind becomes positive. So if Gaur Gopal Dadji, I am the big follower of them, the Gaur Gopal Dadji. If you see their 3 minutes, 4 minutes of small videos, I
right.
started listening that while driving the car. So because of that, some positive energy gets generated. And sometimes what happens, the whatever I am listening into the morning, the same situation may come into the same day, and then I correlate with that and I control in the same manner. So I would say that is the one of the good practice why what I have started doing, and that really giving me the good benefit.
Very good, very good. So I think all questions are over. So thank you very much, Prashant ji, for giving your valuable time. And
Yeah, thank you very much.
to all participants, you can hope you all like these sessions. You can put your review on 24 Mile Google review. Also, in coming Wednesday, we have organized the sessions on expand business to Germany, and our speaker is Dr. Kasturi Dhade. She's from Germany, and she's the Frankfurt region. She's a director of Frankfurt region. So all are requested to please attend coming Wednesday's sessions at 8 p.m. It will be interactive sessions, how to enter into Germany market, expand your business into Germany. Also, all are requested to please subscribe our YouTube channel, follow all our social media platform. YouTube channel name is 24 Mile. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, you can follow. So you will get an update about the forthcoming sessions. We conduct these types of sessions. Our vision is to, as I told you, our vision is to make export rich India. And for that, we are conducting various sessions. So follow our all social media platform. And thank you very much again, Prashant ji, for giving your valuable time.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to get interacted with all the gentlemen, and thank you all the participants. And I would say my apologize if I didn't answer to your question, and I hope that you will understand some business ethics. So because of that, I couldn't answer some of the questions. So thank you very much. Thank you for very much again.
Thank you, Prashant ji. Thank you.
Yeah,
Namaste.
yeah, yes, thank you.